Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwan and welcome to the channel. We have some more reaction content for you, and today we are checking out HypeSquad. Now, I'm just going to give you a heads up. These trailers are going to feel all over the place because the marketing for this game is all over the place. And if you haven't heard of it, that's completely fine because, like I said, the marketing is every which way. I had a hard time figuring out what was actually meant to be like a marketing trailer and what was something else. So this game actually originally was called Squad Battle, and then I guess they decided that that was a terrible name and went with HypeSquad. A bit better, I guess. But it feels... what was that? There was another game that I tried recently. It was called like HeroScape was something else. I don't remember what it's called. It was Hero something, and I was like, this is a generic game, and it felt like a generic game, and I'm worried that HypeSquad's gonna feel the same way if it ever gets around to being something that we can try. But anyway, so the idea behind HypeSquad is it seems to be from the little clips and like screenshots that I saw while I was gathering up these trailers, it seems like it's a third person like brawler battle royale style game. So think like Naraka Blade Point or like Rumbleverse, but with its own style that's kind of like Overwatchy. Okay, like if you took like Naraka Blade Point and like took a whole bunch of Overwatch paint and just slapped it on there, it's kind of what you'd get with HypeSquad. It's kind of like when we tried a while back, we tried Eternal Return Black Survival, and it definitely felt like League of Legends with like anime Overwatch paint on it, and we're like, this actually isn't that bad, and it was a Battle Royale style game. It could end up being that same way, but I don't know. We're going to start back at like what I seem to be able to find, which this is from January of this year when it was still called Squad Battle. And I got a few trailers, some of which are like them showing off like hype moments, super plays from their super small limited alpha tests. So we'll just go along. We'll go on this adventure together, okay? Let's go. Oh, fuck, God.
Everything's ready.
All right.
All right. Battle start. This is super fun.
Or like if Fortnite was a melee brawler instead of a shooter, maybe? I don't know how really to describe it. You know, so here's the thing, that trailer was actually kind of hype. I'm glad they called it HypeSquad since I just said that trailer was hype. But as we go on, so let's just keep going. So this is when the pre-alpha was announced on Steam, which like that game looked pretty solid for what you're calling a pre-alpha. So this is from February.
I'm Dizzy from Netmarble, and welcome to the world of Squad
Hi,
Battle.
Dizzy. I'm
Squad
Schwan.
Battle is
Damn it, YouTube.
close quarters combat game that anyone can enjoy. From its urban art style to its vast array of weaponry, every single battle is going to
The
shake
camera
things
seems
up.
a little close to the character
Take to the
right
streets
there.
of Cagliostro to sway the battle in favor of the OS or the Vanguard. The choice is up to you. Cagliostro features different environments, from sprawling vistas to cramped city sewers. Combat in the city is always evolving, so make sure you stay on your toes. Weapons and augments are littered throughout the city, waiting for you to find them. Squad Battle emphasizes
I don't know why it
close
feels
combat
cheap.
with weapons like
I mean,
the
it could be
Hyperaxe
because
or
they're in
Laser Blade.
pre-alpha.
But you can stay away from the fray with a well-placed shot from your wheelies or your frost cannon. And augments are going to help boost your other stats, like your ultimate cooldown time or your attack damage. So, with up to 2 weapons and up to 3 augments to equip, your strategy is going to change on every single drop. Now, that's enough of me talking. Let's jump right into some gameplay and see what this game is all about.
A very weird camera placement. That's what this game is
Like
about.
what you see, signups are open for the pre-alpha test right now on Steam. That link will be in the description. Thank you so much for tuning in to this exclusive preview of Squad Battle. We're super excited for the continued development of this game, and you can keep up to date with us by joining the official Squad Battle Discord server. Our devs will be monitoring the server very closely to hear all of your feedback. And that about wraps up all I'm able to share with you today. We'll be
Well, thank you. All right. So like I said, the marketing for this is hard to get. This is the ultimate skills montage. So this isn't even a trailer. This is just showing off some ults of the different characters. But I was like trying to find like good information on the game, so or like at least decent stuff to look at for the purposes of this video, so we can at least see what some ultimates look like.
A base is activating.
It'll also show the continued like progress of the development of the game, since these videos are in order of oldest to most recent. How do I get the squeaky hammer? Also, it makes me wonder because the weapons are coming out of boxes, right? So we've seen different characters with like the squeaky hammer that was the ultimate essentially, because this is ultimate skills. But it makes me wonder, like, so is the ultimate actually attached to like a weapon and not the character? Is there any difference in the characters beyond cosmetics? Again, this is a 1v1 skilled combo play, and this is from the official HypeSquad YouTube channel, and I'm like, all right, 57 seconds, show me something good. The cam looks rage-erific. The cam is not what I like. I feel like the camera's just a little too close and a little too low to where your own character is taking up more of the screen than it necessarily should. The camera's perfect for booty shots. It's what we need, right? What are you doing if you're not getting good booty shots? Still feels like Fortnite? A little bit, yeah. I think it's meant to be a more of like a, wow, this trailer is much louder. I still feel like it's meant to be more like, rather than Battle Royale, meant to be like a arena-style brawling game. This has to be sped up. There's no way that the game looks like this regularly. If so, I'm gonna just continue shitting on the camera. If this is what the game looks like regularly, I feel like that was sped up. I feel like they sped it up for the sake of trying to make it seem more hype than it actually is. Because, like, I mean, admittedly, like, even moment-to-moment gameplay in Fortnite is not exactly the most, like, riveting or exciting stuff. Same with, like, Rumbleverse. Sometimes you're just climbing up to a building to see if there's anyone that you can drop down on top of, which is fine. But don't speed up the clip to make it seem like it's more than it is, because then you're going to have people calling it out. No thanks, I'm actually feeling nauseous from that. Cameras are the final boss. Think maybe there's a function of locking onto people you're fighting? I would hope so, but it depends on what they're going for. So this is the official alpha test trailer. This is from when? This is from June. So we've moved forward about 6 months from when we first saw that other trailer.
Are you ready to be protectors? Let me show you what a shock trooper can do.
I'm here to finish the mission, no matter what.
Check out how strong my body is!
How strong your what is? Okay, there's a lot more players here. A lot more than what we saw on the previous trailers. Only on Steam, huh? Interesting.
No matter what.
No. That's not what I wanted. Maybe the pre-alpha is only on Steam. Because I can't imagine... Oh, that was also only for a week, so... I feel like a PS2 camera Loquito drunk driving era. I mean... Alright, so this is hyper plays from... Oh, super plays from the alpha test that we just watched the initial trailer for. Hopefully these aren't sped up and we can get a better look at what the game actually looks like. There's probably footage out there if there wasn't a heavy NDA on the actual alpha test, if we wanted to, like, if you wanted to find someone else that had actually, like, played it. But let's see what this has for us, besides copywritten music. YouTube, your auto thing sucks.
오케이, 불티다. 커터, easy.
I was not ready for a dude to start talking. That is actually what the camera looks like. I can hear the dude clicking.
너무 쉽죠?
Oh my god. Yeah, jittery. That's a good word, Eve. That is horrible to look at. You know, it's unfortunate too because a lot of everything here looks pretty decent actually. Like, I like the character models. I like a lot of the action in terms of like your attacks and stuff. Feel like they have some decent animation and some decent like chonk in them. But the camera just makes this awful to look at. I hope the feedback they got from their alpha was like, yo, this camera ain't it. Because even from these trailers and previews and like montages from the alpha, I'm just like, I can't tell if it looks like a game that I want to play because the camera makes me not want to play it. We need to view it further back, a little more bird's eye. Or, I mean, if you move the character a little bit to the side to where you're not taking up the center of the screen, because they're so centered, right? Even when they're aiming and stuff, they're so centered, which means that for the most part, a lot of games you want to put your enemy in the middle of the screen so that if they go any direction, you can see where they're going. But you are blocking your own view with that. And so if they move the character over or move the camera over, however you want to describe it, and then just, I don't know if it's because of the people playing, but good lord, the way the camera just shakes all over the place all of the time. Okay, so I like that they pulled, so here's something I'm gonna point out real quick. They pulled footage from people that were playing. And what I mean by that is that this is somebody's YouTube video, live stream, whatever, and it is very clear if you look at this person and the quality level of the game, this person is playing on a decent computer, and then we go to somebody who is very clearly playing on a computer that can barely run this game. As we go from this to this. All the textures are gone. We're rocking like 20 FPS. Nothing. It's just a fun observation. There is nothing critical to be had on the game in that point because it's about people's systems. It was just very, very jarring. Or maybe make your character transparent. Something needs to be done in some capacity, right? Some capacity needs to be done. So this is the last one we have, and then we'll check out the Steam page to see if there's anything there. It's like a cinematic. pretty decent one. Yeah, that was pretty sick, actually. Can't make the character transparent since you have to show off your monetization. True. True. Fair. True. You see, I had to scroll up because I had scrolled down trying to figure out some information about this damn game. Okay, so they have a pre-recorded live stream that's going on right now. Can I rewind this much? No. Steam's, like, streaming feature is quite bad. So let's just take a quick look at this live gameplay and see how this looks compared to everything else. I'd assume this is more recent gameplay. I would hope anyway. Are you fighting against bots? Because these two people can't hit the broadside of a barn. Are you all bots? They just got bots. Okay, so the cameras are less jittery here. Or maybe because it's more recent footage, they've gotten some feedback on that. They've definitely raised the camera up for at least what we're seeing here. We're not like at floor level, right? Your character is at the bottom of the screen rather than the middle of it. So, how the fuck did you lose? Maybe you can adjust it in the settings. Maybe. Maybe it's like a FOV slider of sorts, and it just drags your character in. I mean, you know, if you're tilting up, the camera's not gonna phase through the ground, so that brings the character closer, and you're at lower down. So maybe that was part of it, that the person was holding a really low angle. But at least this looks less jittery. We're not at booty level anymore. I know. I'll pour one out.
A capturable base is activating.
So there is a pretty significantly sized map, but the objective isn't necessarily last one standing. At least not at this exact moment, it's not. At least time to kill seems decent. Not super short. I've been playing the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 open beta recently, and man, the time to kill is so fast. Like 2 bullets and you're dead.
A special supply crate will spawn soon.
Okay. You know, it's funny because all of those trailers made this game just like not very appealing. Clicking on the Steam page and watching this random ass pre-recorded live screen bits, this looks so much better. It's way more watchable. It looks way more playable. Like all of those trailers, I was like, nah, this ain't it. I don't want to touch this. Whereas like now looking at this, I'm like, all right, maybe I want to touch this. Maybe a little bit. I'm still nervous about it. All of your marketing made me real nervous about it. But looking at this actually doesn't look too bad. Oh man. The player using a controller, that or it's a bot. I mean, the people, the 2 enemies that they were fighting earlier felt like they were bots, and the fact that they lost to them, I mean, it could be that you're just at such a hyper disadvantage 2v1 that unless you're a god, you can't clutch it out. But, okay, that actually looked decent at least. All right, so what do we know? 1, apparently the demo is able to be downloaded right now. I'm not sure what that means. If are people playing this right now? Hang on. SteamDB, go to SteamDB, type in HypeSquad. There's HypeSquad, and HypeSquad charts has 0 players. Okay, so you cannot play this right now. You could download, maybe the demo is offline. Like maybe it's an offline demo. The second private test is happening right now. But there's no player count at all for the last week. That's very odd. If there was a private test going on, I feel like you'd still see people online playing it, but maybe it was under a demo or a beta or something like that. Like maybe it was a separate Steam listing. HypeSquad demo. Okay, so there is a separate listing, even though there's a demo button here. So it's just the camera movement I'm looking at. It's too static and controlled. I mean, it could be that they just tried to wrangle it in, because before it was so absolutely out of control. Was there a listing in SteamDB for the demo? Not that I see here. Let me see if it's on Steam charts. Sometimes those are different. So some of the trends for previews is speeding things up or putting a ton of clips in sequence. I feel like it makes it very disingenuous, and that's why I have such a problem with it, because it's like I want to see the authentic product. Okay, the demo has 42 people playing right now. So not a ton, but it looks like the demo was pretty limited in number anyway. It looks like when it first went live, the demo jumped up to 450 people, and then in the time since, it's been sitting around 50 for the last handful of days. So I feel like, though, if it wasn't for me continuously digging through trailers and stuff like that to make these videos, this game would have completely passed me by. And I feel like even if it hadn't passed me by and actually got like a decent focus on some sort of platform, that it still would have passed me by, because when literally the developer's live stream feed on the Steam page is a significant better interest builder than your actual marketing, that's a problem. So there is a storm mechanic of some sort, a la a normal battle royale, but there's still things that you want to like capture, I guess. I don't know. That's part of the problem, is that this game just has not been marketed well, and it's still really early, right? Like, they were talking about pre-alpha tests, and we can debate on what alpha and all that kind of stuff means, but ultimately, regardless of all of that, the game is I don't know what it is still, right? Like, it's hard to actually tell what this game is and where it's going to end up at the end of it all, because it's in such a strange state right now. I was trying to get a good like screen for the sake of us talking about the rest of this, but this is all glitchy. That's good enough. So I don't know. I hope that maybe when they get the game to a better position, that the game looks better. And I don't even feel like it looks bad, but I feel like it is missing identity. And maybe that's because of the poor design and style and approach of the marketing. But this game is confusing, mostly because like I feel like there's the potential for something decent in there, but there's no way to actually tell if that potential genuinely exists or not, or if it's a product that you want to try out at this point. They're still super early in development if we take the literal sense of what a pre-alpha would be, but I don't know. So that's HypeSquad. I'm sitting in a very interesting place on it. It's something that like I feel like it could be something that I would really like a lot, but I can't tell if it is right this moment. What are your thoughts on HypeSquad? I'd love to hear from you. If you've played in either of the closed tests, I'd also love to hear from you. Let me know what your experience was, how you feel about it, what the general like vibe of the game was. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. If you want to keep the conversation elsewhere, two great places to do so are Discord and Twitter. And speaking of Discord, we actually have a channel dedicated to these reactions where you can place links of your own that we can watch together live on stream, because we do stream 4 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, and I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. If you do watch one of the other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy.